Yes.
Great. So we're gonna get kicked off. I'm just waiting to see. Oh, hi, is that Vanessa? It's like connecting to audio. Hi, Vanessa. Um, we're waiting on a few more folks. Thank you everyone for joining, members of Community Board 8, fellow colleagues, members of the committee, and members of the public. Nice to see some of our newer board members like Todd on. Thank you for joining. Hope you'll join the committee. Let me know if you'd like to. This is the May Youth Education and Libraries Committee meeting. It is a very short agenda. For those of you that were present at the last YEL meeting, at the last two, frankly, we heard from lots of members of the community, concerned parents about the high school admissions process, and the need for ensuring that there was a priority for admissions at the high school level. We heard your concerns loud and clear. Unfortunately, at the last committee meeting, we didn't think we had quorum. And so therefore we weren't able to bring a resolution to the full board. So this will be a fairly quick meeting because what we want to ensure is that we have enough community board members on to actually vote on this resolution. The resolution has been posted on the website. I think Robert is gonna show it. It directly reflects all of the concerns that we heard from parents in the community, and is reflective of the change.org petition that a lot of parents in the community shared, thousands signed and sent to the chancellor. There has since been a decision about this issue, but we wanted to make sure in particular, and I'm going to turn it over to my co-chair Addison shortly, that since we heard so much concern from the community, that we have a resolution that is fully passed by this committee, and then at the full board level at our next meeting, which is our full board meeting. And I see our fabulous board chair, Valerie Mason, just joined our next full board meeting in late June, so that the community, the families in the community, the parents and the students in this community have a resolution fully backed by the community board that states our resolute support for this decision. So I'll turn it over to Addison, and I'll let Addison sort of take the lead on walking folks through the resolution, and then we'll open it up for questions and comments, and then we'll want to take a very quick vote so we make sure we can pass this with quorum.
Yep. All right. So hi, everyone. Hope you're enjoying the evening. So we just wanted to show the resolution that Taina and I worked on, taking into account some of the feedback that parents had during our meetings in March, and then also that we heard at the full board. And so just to sort of walk you through the basis of it, the resolution is in support of restoring borough priority for Manhattan residents in the high school admissions process as a direct sort of addressing of what parents were concerned with. And then the whereas clauses are just sort of our evidence, so to speak, of the problem. We heard from parents about commute times, lack of information about lottery numbers, geographic priority for other boroughs. And so we took that into account. And then the therefore be it resolved clause is that Community Board 8 urges the Chancellor and the Department of Education to provide Manhattan borough resident priority admissions to all non-specialized Manhattan schools, and to develop a long-term plan that provides admissions. Whoops, I lost my space. Robert, do you mind going back down to the therefore be it resolved? I'm just reading from the screen. That provides admissions priority to one or more local schools to all students citywide, which could include local district or borough priority for a portion of seats at all or almost all high schools citywide, while maintaining priorities to ensure socioeconomic diversity in selective public high schools. So basically what this is doing is saying, look, we want Manhattan residents, to have priorities at high schools so that students don't have to commute long distances to schools that are not in their area. I know this as a student myself, that the more time I'm spending on a train or on a bus trying to get to school is the less time that I'm spending in extracurricular activities or working on homework. So I think that this resolution helps to address that, while also sort of understanding the intent behind the initial change, which is to ensure a level of socioeconomic diversity in selected public high schools. We recognize as a committee that that's also important. And so we did want the Chancellor and Department of Education to come up with a solution that would balance those two concerns a little bit more appropriately. So the thing that we wanted to do now is just, if we have any comments from the public, we want them to be specifically germane to the resolution and any changes that you'd want to see. But other than that, we're looking forward to, as a committee, trying to get this resolution passed and buttoned up. So we will go to I see one hand raised from Clive, so we'll go to Clive.
Yep.
And again, we just want to make this quick so that we can pass the resolution.
And Addison and St. I'll just quickly give the rules for anyone who doesn't know how to participate. So as you can all see that you're currently muted and that everyone will remain muted throughout the meeting except the committee co-chairs, Addison and Taina. And you can participate by going to the react icon on your device and pressing the raise hand button, not the wave or the thumbs up, as those will disappear. Only press it once. If you press it a second time, your hand will go back down. And if you're calling us from the phone, it's *9 to raise your hand and *6 to unmute. And please be on the lookout for a prompt to ask you to confirm unmuting once one of the coaches calls on you. And Addison, you want to go to Clive first, right?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Hello, board members. Thank you for everyone for being here tonight. Thank you for holding this meeting. I want to thank you all for taking your time out for doing this. Again, and that resolution looks really good, and I'm in support of it for this reason. Let me show you my sign here. Manhattan immigrants for borough/D2 priority. And you mentioned the resolution because of socioeconomic diversity. Well, I want to let you know that my family and I were immigrants here. My daughter's currently in 8th grade, and she's still an English language learner. She can't go to the high school 5 minutes from her or the one 10 minutes from her by walk. She's got to go to high school about 40 or 50 minutes away on the public subways, on the public transport system, because there's no schools here zoned for her or prioritized for her. Her English is very good in the classroom, but it isn't good enough to be out there in the public transport for 40 or 50 minutes. So I'm in all support of this resolution, and I want to thank you for your efforts in drawing this up and bringing this to the chancellor's attention. So thank you very much for this.
Thanks, Clive.
Thank you so much.
Can we go to
next
Vanessa and then Vanessa? Sorry, Addison.
No worries.
Hi, Vanessa Aronson, just a member of the community here to support the resolution and say thank you for putting it to a vote. And thank you to Taina and Addison for a great committee.
Thanks, Vanessa. If we could unmute Lisa.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you again to everyone on CB8 for listening and engaging with parents who, like myself, this is going to affect my 3 kids. Really appreciate all the support, and I am in support of the resolution tonight. I also just want to clarify, this resolution is great and still important because Chancellor Banks has not officially made any sort of change, and anything could happen from now until the next admission cycle. So I think it's really important that CB8 and other, elected officials, community boards, do show what the constituents want overwhelmingly, that our kids should have some kind of schools within a reasonable distance and appropriate education. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate that. Clive, when you put, now I can see your sign. When you put it close, we can't see it. It's blurred. Appreciate that, Lisa. I think for us, and we talked about it because we were excited to hear about the recent decision from the chancellor, but we wanted to make sure, like I said, when I started the meeting, that there was something really on the record that is hopefully breezes through the full board and has hopefully unanimous support from the full board when we bring it to the board next month. And so that it's on record that our board has been hearing from parents in the community and that we are supportive of this. Can we unmute Michelle, please?
Hi, thank you. I also want to express my support for this resolution on behalf of the busy working single parents in District 2 and Manhattan. It's very important to have your child's school within a reasonable commuting distance, also so that you are able to go and attend events at school. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, do we have any more members of the public who would like to speak to this resolution? And thank you, Clive. We can see the sign loud and clear now. If not, I'll turn it over to see if there's any community board members who'd like to speak to the resolution or to make a motion to approve it, or make a motion for it, I should say. Judy.
I'd like to make a motion to approve this. And if seconded, I'd like to talk to it.
Great.
Great,
It was
we
seconded by Valerie Mason, also Elizabeth Rose. And I just want to acknowledge and thank both Judy, who is a former chair. Actually, I think Judy, original chair of this committee. I can't remember. Yes. Vanessa, who was a co-chair with me as well. When she was on the board. I actually forgot for a second that you're not anymore. And Elizabeth Rose, that has just really been a critical partner and continues to turn down my request to chair this committee with me, but has been just like a really supportive partner with a lot of like knowledge and expertise, both on a personal level as a parent in the neighborhood and as somebody that has worked at the Department of Education. So thank you all for showing up for parents and families in the community. Judy, I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. Christina Davis, who none of you will remember, was
I remember her.
You do? Okay,
Yeah.
she was the original chair because
Okay.
at that time, community boards were given money for the city for after-school programs and stuff that we had to vote on where the money should be spent. Then years later, when I became chair, I worked with Elizabeth Rose when she was at DOE, and we got 5 new schools. And one of the things that Barry did when he was co-chair was to help get Eleanor Roosevelt into being. And the thing about that was that the students, a certain percentage of students from our community would have to go to that school, and the rest of the students would be from Community District 2. So when I heard about all of this from you, Taina, I was simply aghast, because we work so hard to get our schools and to get our students into our local schools, particularly the high school students. And what they're doing now is just terrible. We have, based on the zoning thing that I heard the other night, the CB8 has the lowest, the highest amount of people per capita per square mile in the city of New York, higher than all of Manhattan. That was one of the statistics Anthony Cohen put up the other night at the zoning. So I think this is a really, really important issue for our community. I was hoping more board members would show up to vote for it, but hopefully this will pass, and at the full board, we will have the support of all our board members. And that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I think I can speak on behalf of confidently of Addison and myself. We are grateful for those of you that did show up, and we have quorum. And so we'd like to vote. It was called and seconded. So if we could just, do we have to go, Robert, and do a roll call, or can we just?
It's up to you and Addison if you want to do acclamation, if you, anyone abstaining.
Just the regular old, like, if you're voting no, abstaining, or not voting for cause, please raise your hand.
Val, can you unmute Valerie?
Just that Judy spoke to the motion, so I'd just like to call the question just to make sure we're doing this right. Sorry.
I'll second it.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
All right, if you're voting no, abstaining or not voting for cause, please raise your hand now. Give it another second, and seeing none, this will go down as unanimous approval.
Addison, would you just read the names of the board members who are in attendance for the video record?
Thank you.
Perfect. So we have 7 in attendance. It's Judy Schneider, Addison Lev, Taina Barrero, Valerie Mason, Elizabeth Rose, Todd Stein, and CJ Mossman. Perfect. So with that, I guess we can move on to if there's any old business or new business that people have. If not, this might be one of the quickest committee meetings in Community Board 8 history. So
Can we unmute Judy?
Move to adjourn.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for coming. This will be voted on, correct me if I'm wrong, Robert, the June meeting is June 26th, is that correct?
That's correct.
Yep.
At the June 26th full board meeting. If you're a member of the community and would like to show up during the public session to express your support for it, but plenty of you showed up and we are grateful at the last meeting. And so, you know, we feel pretty confident that the community board, the full board has heard from you. Judy, is that your hand up again?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Why is the full board meeting on June 26th? I'm sorry, I guess I missed that. What happened to June 19th?
June 19th is a city holiday. And so our office is closed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes,
Yes.
it's Juneteenth. I'm sorry, I missed it on my calendar.
Judy Schneider, bringing up questions that I am like not in a position to answer.
Okay. No, I just looked at the calendar. I saw it. I'm sorry. Okay, I got it. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you everyone for joining. Hope everyone has a great evening and a great end to the school year.
happy